The merge plus rules we use within CRM are designed to configure what your output record looks like. If I go to the settings, the Data8 duplicare section, on the merge plus rules, you'll see the entities that I've got set up. Let's use lead as the example. So this is the lead, and this is the lead merge plus rule. You just put the entity name in there, some advanced fields that I'll go back through. And here, this layout is taken from your last form you used within CRM. This icon means it has a rule configured. If I click it, you can see here that I have a rule. Each one of these has different types of rules, so I'll go through all the rules shortly. So you can see every field that's configured. The advanced section, I have a merge status reason, so if I want to have a status reason when I merge through that's overridden, I can do that. I have a master selection rule, so this is a priority order which I want my master to be. Again, I've left this default for now. And show other fields, that's a Boolean value that within the merge can show other fields. These aren't really going to be used, but they're there, and we'll have more details on them on our website. So the rules themselves, we have, I have a use most common. The use most common is exactly that. It's within that same field across all the records, take the most commonly used value. Extension upon that is used most common across a set of fields. So if you decided that you want the most common phone number between telephone 1, 2 and 3, you could use those. Concatenate, if you were using your notes field, you might just want to comma separate your notes. You can select your character use to separate them all, and you also have the option that you can only use unique values, so you don't get duplicate data within that. You've used value for master record, that is essentially default, so whatever record we use as your master, keep that data intact. And finally, filter and sort. This is the powerful one. This is where you can take a value from any other field based on a criteria. You can apply a filter and you can apply a sort. The best way for you to see these is let's just make a new one. So if I go back to merge rules and I make a new one, I'm making one for contact. So I make contact and I press save. So now we've saved, we can see here, we had a notification that we need to publish customizations. So we'll do that once we're finished. So you can now see down here has populated as our form looks. So let's build our set of rules up. So for first name, I would like to use a filter and sort, so I can add that rule. As you can see, I'm going to start listing rules here, so I can have more than one rule and it will cascade that down the rules. I would like to filter and sort, taking the value from the first name field with a filter, where the filter is first name is not null. All these filters and sorts are validated, so if you are typing anything wrong, you will get immediate feedback to let you know you are doing it wrong, and we will offer solutions. The sort is going to be first name dot length, so you can see we put extensions in, so you can do a bit extra stuff. First name dot length modified on desk. So what this is saying now is for my first name, I'd like to take the value from the first name field where I have a first name field, and the record and the field I'd like to take is the longest first name, and in the case of a draw on that, I would like to take the latest updated record. If there's a draw, I can either go to next rule, but I won't do a rule, so I can just pick a winner, save. You can now see the icon has appeared there, and I could go back and edit the rule if I want to. Last name rule will be the same, so I want to filter and sort. Again, I don't want last name being empty to win, so I want to make sure it's got a last name is not null, and I want the longest one. When you first install this, we have a recommended set of rules you can use. However, this is customizable based on your system. Pick a winner. And finally, let's do a rule for email. I won't do all of them now. I can use the most common. Again, you can have a filter in most common if you want, so I want the most common field within that field. I want a second rule in there now, where the rule is a filter and sort taken from email address 1. So in the case that I have a duplicate most common, I then want to take the earliest modified on record. If I do spell something wrong in there, you can see I do get immediate feedback. I can save that. I can now save this whole record. Now, if you remember earlier on, it did say I need to publish all, so I can go and do that now. And now I've published all. I can now go to my contacts. Just do a full refresh of the page, just in case anything has cached. And just jump to a couple of sample records. These are the records I have here. I've now got the merge button there. I can press merge, and it's applied the rules we put into place. I've now got the longest name there, the longest name there. I took the most common. This would have been a draw here. So I eventually won with one of those two to say that was the latest modified. I now could merge those, and those are the rules that we've set up. We envisage it will take a little bit of time for people to get their merge rules right. You can see there you go, we have a single active record now. Once your merge rules are right and you have confidence in them, the power they can give your system is huge.